What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. We are back with another banger, y'all. Okay, y'all, so I'm really feeling this color series. Like, look number 3 is tea, okay? So, mind y'all know when I do my mullet looks, I always go get me a pixie cut wig to start me off, to kill the time, to make everything so much faster, y'all. But let's get into it. Let's talk about this wig, y'all. Correct. Woo, baby, listen, how it started is now how it ends. But let me tell y'all something, baby. I got this wig from my local beauty supply store, okay? This wig was $55, but they gave it to me for $40. And they was just like, hey, do what you do. So I told them, like, listen, I'm doing a color series. I got some looks coming, and I want to get a girls a mullet look. You know, different from the last mullet that I did. The last time I did a jet black with the, blonde streak with the flip ends. But I'm like, no, I'm really going to give them like mullet curls all at this time. And I wanted to do that little... I did this color before years ago, but I wanted to run it back again. Y'all know the blonde to the brown to the jet black, okay? So I had got my wig from the beauty supply store, like I mentioned. And I just ordered 2 little, cheap bundles off of Amazon really quick. I was like, there's really no need for me to order high quality bundles just to, do what I'm doing. But nevertheless, y'all, these bundles was only $40 from Amazon, and I will have it on my Amazon store if you want to click these real quick and, get you some of those. It's going to be on my storefront. But nevertheless, y'all, very simple to do this color. I went to Sally's and I got this dark brown color. I would have got it in a door, but yeah, I didn't feel like driving all the way back to the hair store to get the color. So I just ordered it on DoorDash from Sally's, and I just got this brand. And I used this brand the last time when I did the green and the jet black look. I had used the blue from this brand. So now I'm using their warm brown. And this is just regular, semi-permanent dye, quick little 1-2-1-2. And then after that, once I finish getting the brown all on there, I will go back on the ends and using my Just 5 hair dye. I would just, using the permanent dye to dye the ends jet black. Once again, y'all, very quick, very simple. Now what I did not do, I did not tone the bundles. And normally I would, co-wash it with the purple shampoo and conditioner whenever it's blonde hair to get that yellow tone out. But because I did not want to go through the headache of having to dip the wig and then blow dry the wig and it was just going to be too much. So I just left the tone of blonde that the wig came with on the bundles, which is that, that kind of like, blonde. But you know what? I feel like with the blonde going into the brown into the jet black, because the hair was so golden, it really matched with what I was wearing. And I had also got my cheetah print outfit as well from my Amazon account. So my Amazon account, duh. But from my Amazon, so that will also be on my Amazon storefront if you wanted to purchase the little cheetah print or the leopard print jumpsuit that I had on as well in this video. So yes, make sure y'all click the link. My Amazon store is down below as well to get these bundles, this jumpsuit, and yeah, all that good stuff, okay? But once I'm done coloring these bundles, there's only 2 bundles that I'm adding into my wig. I would just go ahead and dry them and then just get straight into doing the install. But let me tell y'all, this wig is completely glueless, like completely glueless, like pull it right off. You know what I'm saying? So what I end up doing, what you guys will see later on in this video, is that I will put the pixie cut on by itself and pre-chop it, and then I'm going to take it off my head and then add the bundles in the back, which I did with my previous mullet as I did before. And like I said, if you are a beginner and you don't know how to do a mullet or a 27 piece, this is the cheat code, okay? The cheat code. But let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to start by just combing all of the hair that I want to go forward because right now, y'all, it's really giving Justin Bieber like real bad. But I'm going to start by taking my shears and cutting more layers into the hair. The hair was like very, very long, unlike the other Amazon Pixie wig. Well, unlike the Amazon Pixie wig that I did get. It was more already like pre-chopped, so I didn't have to do too much cutting. But with this hair store wig, it was way longer, so I had to really go in and add layers. And y'all know I don't do 27 pieces in real life, But I did, see someone who does do shortcuts do this method to get the really good layers and they shortcuts that they do on their clients. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take that little technique right there and apply that to my pixie cut wig, and came out perfect. It creates the layers. Just pull it on up and chop it on down, baby, and it's going to create the layers for you. And then once I got like the hair shorter, that's when I went in with my razor comb and went to razoring it up. Now here's a little tip that I do to frame the shortcut to my face. However you want the hair to fall, pull it in that direction and chop it down. So if you notice, when I want to pull the hair towards the right of my face, I pull it, I chop it down in the direction that I want it to go. I pull the hair that way and I chop it up. And I like to get it as short as possible, but I like to keep the length close to the eyes because I like my, pixie cuts very close to the eyes. Y'all know, because when I do my bangs, I like them close to the eyes. So I do my pixie cuts the same way. But I'm just going to go in for about 10-15 minutes and just chop it up. And I just go with the flow. I comb, test it out, chop up more, comb it in the direction I want it to fall, chop it down some more. And be very careful with the razor comb, because if you chop that hair off like a patch, that's it. That's it. You're going to have to try to go back in and glue some tracks in or something like that. But to avoid all that extra, just be very careful when chopping. Don't, shave your skin. Don't shave your eyeballs. Don't shave your eyebrows. Pull that hair out and chop it down. Use your comb, comb it into place. And I'm using a fine tooth comb right now just to make sure I can really see what's going on. But once I get to like the final styling of it, I will be using my big layer comb to really give it that wow effect. But for now, I'm just going to keep chopping it and thinning it out until I get like a pretty much desired look.
If I had it my way, you would know that you are. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're my sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star.
So now that I am almost done chopping it up, once I finish, I will go ahead and remove this wig off of my head, and then I will go ahead and proceed to bond in the bundles in the back. And you guys will see the color once I, actually start to bond it in. And so as you know, it will be the blonde going into the brown, going into the jet black. So once I'm done adding all the hair in, I will show you guys how I just, layered it up and then curled it up, because I use the pin curl method as well for the back of my mullet. So yeah, very simple, very easy. Like I said, very beginner friendly. You don't have to be a shortcut expert to create this look. You just have to be good at following directions or a good visual learner. But now we're going to go ahead and add those bundles in the back, and I'm going to fill it all the way up. And I use about 1.5 of the bundles. Okay, I use about 1.5 of the bundles, but placement is key. And that's why I wanted to chop up my wig first, because once I place the tracks, I kind of separated where I wanted the hair to stop from where I wanted it to fall at, because you want to keep the hair behind your ear placement for your mullet look. So I was very intentional on placement, and like I said, y'all, it's very simple to do this. All you have to do is just, with the pixie cut, you want to take you some pins and open up that wig and go track for track and just place your bundles in between that pixie cut hair. So the more hair you add in, the fuller. So I really did take my time and go like track for track and add in those longer pieces, just using some bonding glue and taking my time. Be very careful, because this hair is blonde and you don't want to get that black glue all over the place. So that's why pinning the hair out the way is very necessary. But like I mentioned, very simple. Just bond the hair in between until you get all the way to the top. And now I'm just adding in the last few tracks. And once I get all of the tracks in, I will go ahead by, starting to cut the hair even on the wig. And then I'm going to go in with my razor comb and chop down some layers. Go in with a little heat protectant, pin curl the hair up, and, take the pins down, comb it out, and place it on my head to do the final touches. And for this part, I am going in with the razor comb versus scissors just because, one, it's easier and it's actually quicker. So I'm just grabbing the hair, pulling it out, and just dragging it on down to create a lot of layers in the hair. But that, not those so sharp layers. And like I mentioned, taking that heat protectant, just adding a little bit, okay? A little, okay? A little. And then I'm just going to take my T3 curler, pin the hair up, curling it towards the ceiling, letting that sit for a few seconds while I go ahead and change and put on my accessories and everything else. And, pinned up and the curls is cooling down. And then I will remove the curls, comb it out, place it on my head, and, yeah, do what I do best, y'all. And now I'm going ahead and removing those pins. We're going to comb those curls right on out. And once we're done combing them out, y'all, when I say it was so pretty, the comb out was so tea. I'm not going to lie, y'all. The comb out was so tea. I definitely got to do like a full roller set look with this color combination. Like very, 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 very cutesy. But the comb out was so pretty. And now that we got everything all into place and smoothed out, let's go ahead and place the wig on our head and get into it. And now that the wig is on my head, like I mentioned, y'all, I told y'all I was going to go in with my actual layer comb and comb everything out into place and, get my desired look. So I am almost done, just touching up a few areas, smoothing it out, going back in with my comb, combing the hair down on my face, curving it a little bit, doing what I do. And yeah, very simple, very cutesy, very easy. Also, guys, at the end of this color series, I will be selling all of the wigs. So if you got your eye on one of these wigs that you want to snatch up after this series, make sure you tune in because I will be posting them. And yeah, so finishing touches and your final video. So period, y'all. Outfit is on, hair is tea, curls is popping, color is giving. And yes, ate it down, honey. How y'all feeling about this color series? What's y'all favorite look so far? Let me know down in the comments. But thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next video. Coming soon. Real soon. Bye.